TLC, Tender Loving Care, a time where the developers of ARK decided it was time to teach an old dog new tricks through balanced buffs or nerfs, and usually a much needed facelift. And with so many receiving the TLC treat over the years, what is your favourite of them all? You're right, kids, it's Raasclark, and welcome to another top 10 as voted by you. Don't forget to like, subscribe, share around, and let's get into it. So, in at number 10 is the Procoptidon, the first and only one we couldn't find gameplay to cover. Visibly, it's a wonder how on earth the original made it to the final cut. But done away was the less depressing guise in early 2018 to make way for a functional rube with a pouch worth of positives. From reduced fall damage, improved carry weight, and a convenient new knockback kick topped with a pouch fit for baby creatures, allowing more affinity to be imprinted whilst snugly inside. A huge advantage when arrived, having nothing else around to help those long racing games. In at number 9 is the Raptor. A once annoyance not least owed to its beady eyes and lack of fur paved way for an even bigger annoyance midway through 2018, being able to pounce on you at every turn. Thankfully patched out from Wilds later on, still became a great addition in stopping anything small in its tracks, along with increased damage, movement and attack improved even further with a new pack buff, made the newfound feathery fiend a worthy choice for any travelling companion. In at number 8 is the Parasaur. Severely lacking any need before, whilst not receiving any model update, it became an absolute necessity for PvP when relaunched in April 18. Less needed now owed to the abundance of other detectors, the alarm system introduced notifying you of any nearby threats, as well as scaring away small creatures in either a turret or manual function, created a huge change for any sneak attacks, and is still a recommended choice when hunting down a phoenix. In at number 7 is the Sarco. In desperate need of an improvement, the once kibble-only bother transformed into the upgraded meaner powerhouse it deserved again in 2018, with brand new fitting attacks from death rolls, 180 spins and lunges. It's still perhaps overlooked as a great starting choice for the sea, especially seeing it'll make any suspecting piranha flee in sight. In at number 6 is the Rex. The OG boss runner and go-to meat house, with years of experience being a pain for terrain and looking like a giant scaly baby, finally got something owed in the first TLC update, with a mean facelift and a roar to boot, stopping players in place to poop when roared at. No stat buffs were given, but the ability to scale rocks higher than its toes made this a much more friendlier ride. In at number 5 is the Mammoth. Getting into the higher voted, now the old Mammoth was far underused, with a bizarre crew cut and other dinos offering improved harvesting abilities. But with the last officially titled TLC update in November 2020 brought a brand new look, new slam attack, grubbing similar to a Karkinos, trumpet AoE debuffs, hydration for players, and its biggest new feature, a war drum, to initiate a small minigame, launching an AoE buff on stamina and fear immunity. In at number 4 is the Rock Drake. Oh, the controversial entry, with many commenting this shouldn't be on the list, but being open to your suggestions and polled, it's an eye-opener that what it received trumped many creatures that got a much bigger overhaul, and that was simply breeding. In October 2021, a heavily requested feature finally came to the Aberration exclusive creature that had seen other winged beasts given the breeding treatment before, and considering that's all it needed to be a TLC favourite, it's a wonder what else will be made breedable if wildcards still plan to as intended. In at number 3 is the Spino. Receiving a much less subtle makeover than others, it's agreeable that the Phase 2 TLC breathed life, being a real contender to stand against the best of them. finally being much more useful in water than it was. A hydration buff applied when hitting that H2O presented improvement speed, turning radius, healing, and attack damage for a short period, even with a simple dip of a toe, making them a great choice for boss arenas offering any small stream. Along with a new biped stance for an even stronger attack, it's great to see this so highly favoured. In at number 2 is the Stego. Again, launched in the last official TLC update, following several nerfs to become a useless tank, the once go-to bullet sponge was finally reinvented to be that contender once again, bringing with it a new visual overhaul and backplate functions, swapping between wood or berry harvesting benefits, slow debuffing and armor piercing effects, and most importantly that hardened damage reduction buff, being unable to be dismounted from 2 was made even more sweeter with the Impale ability. Arguably one of the strongest attacks from any dino in the game, being able to immobilize anything on the spot and bleed out to a certain doom. Based on drag weight, can pin some of the biggest foes if weakened enough, presenting a great all-around choice. But not the voted TLC choice. And before we get to number 1, let's just have a quick special mention to the creatures that didn't just make the cut. And here it is in at number 1, the Arjun Tavis. Winning once again another top 10. It has to be said, the once uncontested flyer used far less following the flyer speed nerf, evolved with one of the best TLC changes to date. In April 2018, the podgy tummy and detachable wings paved way for the well-designed iteration it deserved, as well as the model, texture and animation changes, ability to grab 2 creatures, health regen buff from corpses, and Smithy saddle came its greatest use that changes the grind for many players today. 50% weight buff on metal, as well as ingots, obsidian, poly and stone, making this one of the go-to choices now when out farming metal. Note it even more when looking at the other top 10s you voted this to win again and again and again. And there we go, that completes your list for today. Did you agree, or what more top 10s would you like to see in the future? Comment below, please do let me know. My name's Raasclark. Don't forget to like, share and subscribe, and as always, peace out.